You're watching FemVids, I'm Sian Rolls, and have you ever asked yourself why nuclear weapons are so bad? You know, just kind of thought to yourself, hey, why? With your brain immediately answering, because of everything? Of course, there are always going to be proponents of bad things, like fizzy drinks and junk food. And for a lot of people, when they talk about nuclear anything, they're always talking about nuclear energy being relatively more clean than its fossil fuel counterparts and otherwise. But today I'm just talking weapons because the energy issue is far out of my willingness to start any form of discussion. Because then you have to start dealing with the management of waste and the possibility of what really happens when there's a meltdown and all that kind of stuff. But today we are just talking weaponized uranium or other radioactive material. And why? Because there's just no excuse for nuclear weapons. A lot of people can say it will end wars, but it also kills far more people than you need to. There's no way to clearly direct, all that kind of stuff. And again, is killing people what we really want to put so much money into? Particularly for countries that are stockpiling nuclear weapons, for what reason? I mean, after the Cold War, everybody had decided, okay, maybe former Soviet, Russia, and the US have finished stockpiling theirs, so let's all join in the fun. And it doesn't make sense. The most unfortunate thing is, I've been talking to people throughout this week, and they basically just said, particularly the older ones, that they've known about this since the 40s. It's been almost 80 years, and people are still having to say there is no reason for nuclear weapons. None. But this is still a discussion that we have to have because people have either just dismissed it or completely forgotten that this problem hasn't been solved yet. And it is a problem. It's not just a hypothetical. It's affected not just perhaps Hiroshima and Nagasaki, the anniversary of those catastrophic events which went barely recognized here in the Pacific, to what has actually happened in the Northern Pacific with jellyfish babies and just awful, awful health conditions that have become generational for so many people because radiation just doesn't quit after a few years. So at the end of the day, people just shouldn't stop talking about something because everybody else has stopped talking about it. It still remains an issue until there is an actual ban and people go through the process of giving up those weapons. How do you know that we as a society of human beings are actually going to be saved from some idiot pressing the wrong button? Of course, for a lot more people there are more tangible problems, but that doesn't mean that we as a community, as a society, should pick and choose what issues, but we should look at the world as a whole and know that this is going to affect us someday. So better to stop it before it affects anyone at all than to try and pick up the pieces with other people who might be decimated at that point. Thanks so much for watching. This has been another FemVid. I've been Sian Rolls.